With the warm camping season coming to an end, we decided to go for it and take one of our boldest trips yet. Our daughter and her husband had moved to Chicago and we've been dying to go see them. We decided to make a big loop throughout the Midwest and go see the Devil's Tower National Park, Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, check out the Black Hills a little, and then go see the Badlands National Park. Then make our way over to Chicago and see Macon and Jacob. Just after crossing the border in New Mexico, we were looking at the map and discovered we were not too far from a volcano, Capelin Volcano National Monument. The volcano had last erupted about 60,000 years ago and is part of an 8,000 square mile volcano field in northeastern New Mexico. The views are spectacular and you can see 4 different states from the volcanic rim. Once we left the volcano, we drove out of New Mexico through Colorado into Wyoming to one of our favorite camping spots, Medicine Bow National Forest. Good morning, everyone. It's been a long time since we've made a trip video, so welcome back to Overland Trails Adventures. I'm Shannon. My wife is over there getting ready this morning. We are in Medicine Bow National Forest in Wyoming, on our way to Devil's Tower. We got the sunrise over here behind me. Coming up this morning, we're going to grab some video here. We're going to enjoy this place a little bit more. So we were here a couple of years ago when we went to the Grand Tetons, cut through Wyoming, and it's just a beautiful place. The rock formations here are incredible. I'll try to show you some more of that, but this is a magical place to be if you ever get a chance to come up here. We're gonna get some breakfast cooking here in a minute, and then we're going to get on the road. So thanks for coming along with us. Let's go. Well, it's inevitable. On every trip, we always seem to forget something. And luckily in Cheyenne, they have a decent Walmart. So we're gonna go in here and grab some stuff. From Cheyenne, we drove north through Wyoming to the Devil's Tower National Monument. The Devil's Tower was featured in the 1977 hit movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It is located in the northeast side of Wyoming. The Devil's Tower National Monument was established in 1906. It is part of the Bear Lodge Mountains as part of the Black Hills. 867 feet from summit to base. Lodging and supplies are available at the nearby KOA RV Park and store. From the Devil's Tower National Monument, we drove southeast to Crazy Horse Memorial. The Crazy Horse Memorial was established in 1948 and still under construction to honor Crazy Horse. The Lakota warrior is best known for taking up arms against the federal government for encroachment on their natural settled lands and to protect their way of life. Crazy Horse, it was just a hop, skip, and a jump over the hills to Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore National Memorial is a massive sculpture carved into Mount Rushmore in the Black Hills region of South Dakota. Mount Rushmore was established in 1925. The purpose of the memorial is to communicate the founding, expansion, preservation, and unification of the United States with the colossal statues of Washington, Jefferson, Lincoln, and Theodore Roosevelt. Today we are off the trails, currently at a hotel. Part of this trip is that my wife needed to work Tuesday and Wednesday, so we positioned ourselves right outside of Rapid City at a Holiday Inn, and she's hard at work, and so that gives me the opportunity to go do some scouting. So today I'm going to grab a few drinks, load up the cooler with some stuff, and I'm gonna go run a few trails, mark some waypoints, do a little scouting, maybe even find some cool places to camp. Come join me. It's about 60 degrees and the rains have blown out, so we should be able to get out and get a few things. It rained pretty hard the last couple of days though, so it may be pretty muddy. Okay, we are currently here where the blue dot is. We're gonna go down Highway 16 till we reach the Rocky Gulch, and then we're going to take that into Forester's Gulch, and it actually looks pretty promising. But some of the views, from what I can tell from the pictures from previous reports, look awesome. The weather's going to be pushing out, no more rain for the day, maybe tomorrow. Okay, we're at the beginning of the trail here, and we're just going to kind of wind down through here and see what we can find. It looks pretty well maintained so far. The gates are open. Okay, which way do I go here? I've got two roads. One leads up to TP Peak. The other one leads down around Gorge. I think I'm gonna go Peak. Let's go mountain. Alright, now we're going up. Haven't had to put it in 4-wheel drive yet. May have to on some of this little Rockies. I'm gonna guess this is an old logging road of some kind because it's starting to get into a little bit of rocks here. Let's see if we can't keep from busting something. Well, that was a little bit smoother than I expected. Must be from my superior tire placement and off-roading skills. I don't think so. For lunch right here. This trail is just basically a lot of woods traveling. Can't seem to find a peak to go up to, so we're gonna see if we can't find an end of this trail and turn around. The way my wife packs, there is everything that you would ever want in 3 places: dry goods, snack, and cooler. Hope y'all don't judge me for just eating directly off of the Starlink case. I've decided to go all the way to the end of this road and hang a left, catch another road, and takes me back to the freeway. Not quite sure what I just got myself into, but looks like this is some jacked up mountain pass shit. Oh, so just scouting the trail here that I was going to take to get back to the hotel. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is muddy, rocky. I'm not going to drive this truck home. There's trees down. And it's just not worth busting or breaking something. So I'm turning around. This trail is not going to happen. It is seriously Jeep 4x4 rock crawling, and I'm not gonna do it. I'm not busting anything, just to make a trail. This is the struggle of driving a full-size truck. We ended up on TP Gulch Trail, and that one was kind of interesting. More trail runs. Gonna try to go out tomorrow morning and hit a few more trails in the Black Hills before we head to the Badlands over east of here. But I'm gonna try to mark as many as I can. I don't seem to be able to find a lot of other people marking campsites and things like that in the Black Hills. Of course, I don't really chase a lot of people, but I'll mark a few and I'll share them out with anybody that asks. Holy cow, this side of the Forster's Gulch is crazy. I missed the boat yesterday. I did not come to the right side of the gulch. This is incredible. Great views over here, and I'm You don't always know where you're going, what you're gonna find. You can kind of guess and track and stuff like that, but you never know till you go. And that's why we go. Which way should I go? Hello, cows. You got cows? I'm going to the top of this hill. I don't care. I'm gonna make it. Tell you, the climb to this peak here was worth it, but Lord, I got beat all to death with this. Just lava rock just everywhere. After exploring the Black Hills trails for about 2 days while my wife worked at the hotel, we packed up and drove an hour down Highway 90 to the Badlands National Park. The exit at Highway 240 and 90. You exit that, take a right to go down to the park. But the interesting thing about this was to the left, as you drive down Highway 240, you come across a large boondocking area. This is a free camping area for anyone in the area before you get to the Badlands National Park entrance. There's lots of spaces there, and it's a very interesting view whenever you pull over. Just as we reached the park sign, we found bison immediately. In 1963, 2 truckloads carrying 25 bisons each traveled from Theodore Roosevelt National Park to the Badlands. This early stocking of 50 bison contributes today to the herd of over 1,000 animals. The park spans approximately 244,000 acres and is renowned for its stunning vistas, diverse wildlife, and rich fossil deposits. Visitors to the park can explore a variety of activities including hiking, camping, stargazing, wildlife watching, and also learn about the region's natural and cultural history through interpretive programs and exhibits. The Badlands National Park is a mesmerizing landscape characterized by rugged terrain, eroded buttes, towering spires, and deep canyons. Its unique geological formations are predominantly made up of sediment rock, primarily sandstone and shell, which have been sculpted over millions of years by the forces of erosion. The terrain in the Black Hills was much different than what it is in the Badlands. If you'd like to see what that was like, you can watch this video here. The Ben Rifle Visitor Center sits at the south entrance of the park, offering a wealth of information and resources to make your park visit more enjoyable. Inside, you will find engaging exhibits showcasing the unique geology, diverse wildlife, and fascinating fossil discoveries that characterize the Badland region. The real stars of the show are to be able to watch the paleontologists directly work on discoveries in the park and cleaning them up and ask questions about the local wildlife and the historic value of the fossils.
We ask a question and not say anything at all. We're opening up. February 3rd, 1959 was a day that's been marked as the day the music died. We're here in just outside of Clear Lake, Iowa, at the site of the Buddy Holly plane crash. So let's go check it out and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. Said it's about a 3/4 of a mile, or not 3/4, a third of a mile. Take notice of this too, though. Ballroom. So again, it was February 3rd, 1959. There was a rock and roll tour going on, bus tour from town to town, small towns. And Buddy Holly was the headliner. But also on the tour was the Big Bopper and Ritchie Valens. Ritchie Valens was only 17 years old, and he was making a name for himself. Buddy Holly was I think 22, 23 years old, and the Big Bopper, who'd been around for a while, he was really coming into his own. And they had just finished playing at the Surf Ballroom, I believe, in Clear Lake, Iowa. The heater on their tour bus had gone out, so it was miserable conditions and everything. Well, while the concert was going on, Buddy Holly's agent found a pilot, Roger Peterson, that agreed to take them to their next stop. Can't remember. I want to say it was Sioux Falls, but I can't really remember exactly. But anyway, they get to the airport. Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper was going to be on there, and there was room for one more person to ride. So there was a coin flip between Richie Valens and Waylon Jennings, and Richie Valens won. They took off, and it was just a couple of minutes into the flight, they hit a storm, an ice storm, I think some wind shear because it was coming down pretty hard, and the rest is history. This is where their final resting place was. Well, not final resting place, but this is where the crash occurred, in the middle of a field. The owners of the field have been so gracious as to allow people to leave mementos and create a memorial for not only the 3 rock and roll stars, but the pilot who was also killed in the crash. This is the day the music died.
Yeah. You want me to pitch to you to shoot us, Joe? Sure, why not?
And it's gone.
Our destination lies about halfway between Springfield, Missouri and St. Louis, Missouri, off of Interstate 44. Merrimack Spring Park is a privately owned area made possible by the James Foundation. The park consists of a historic settlement from 1826, the Merrimack Spring, a fish hatchery, camping, picnic shelters, a dining area, and museum sites, 30 sites with electrical hookup, with restrooms, showers, a playground, and plenty of hiking trails. We like to camp in the back where it's quiet, very scenic, and has direct access to the creek. Merrimack Springs is one of 4 trout parks in Missouri, and the Department of Conservation stocks it yearly. We visited the Museum of Natural and Cultural History and found it fascinating. The Merrimack Village replica was built with great detail and really immersed you into the life of that era. Complete with a narration track, lights, and sound effects, it really brings the story alive.
Up on the hill to the west of the general store is the Ironmaster's house, where Mr. William James and his family live. The Jameses, you know, own the area. Looking west and up the hill to the right of the lodge hall is what Merrimack folks call Stringtown. Those cabins are occupied by the men who work in the mine just beyond and west of the string of cabins.
Many of the other models show you the daily life of all the workers in the settlement. Many of the displays show information about the early Native American settlements and their lives. The fish hatchery does a great job of keeping the streams populated with trout. With just a little hike, we finally reached the mouth of the Merrimack Spring. Merrimack Springs has an average daily flow of 96 million gallons of water. The water bubbles up from more than 350 feet below the Earth's surface. The depths of which the water comes from keeps it a chilly 56 degrees year-round. We truly enjoyed our time at Merrimack Spring Park, and it will be our destination of choice in the area for years to come. Thank you for taking this visit with us, and we'll see you down the trails.